Alright everyone, I'm going to walk you through this 2006 Mastercraft X45, 27 foot in length, 26 and a half, somewhere right in there, and holds 18 passengers. So we'll do a quick walk through the best that we can. You can see the design of the front, the open bay. Sitting on a 2012 custom boat-made trailer. It's perfect condition, no rust. The wheel well area and the back fender are covered in a rubber coating. You can peel that off, but it's to protect from the rust. You can see the Mayhem rims and tires. Those are 18-inch rims. Tires are in good shape. We'll walk you down the side of the boat. Only real visible scuff on this side is just a little sticker right here. Can't really tell once you back up. No scratches down the side at all. Other than that, got the nice pylons for easy trailering. LED lights on it. It does have the underwater trailering lights as well. Those light up when you back the trailer in at dark. Prop was new last year. That is factory. You don't have to worry about what was put on. Trim plate, you can adjust that from inside, mess with the wake. These automatic ratchets never leave the trailer. Those are pretty handy. Swim deck. It's a little scuff back here. Been here since I've owned it. Hasn't caused any issues. Little sticker, this Clarion remote control, adjust the stereo from out here. You can also see 6 Wet Sounds Rev 10s up there. Have yet to be outpowered in a cove with those speakers, puts a lot of sound out. I'll show you more of that here in a second. Coming around to this side, see, again, even the trailer's in perfect condition, but only 2 little scratches on this side. You can see 2 little nicks there, and then a little sticker rub right here, which again is pretty hard to see when you actually back up and look at the boat. It does have the pop-out cleats, standard on a lot of the Mastercrafts. Fulton jack, replaced that last year. The old one was getting a little hard to crank. Swim ladder in the front. Your anchor is also in there. Apologize for the leaves that are falling as I walk you guys through the boat here. See, nice open front, can easily fit 2 to 4 people pretty comfortably. The interior layout. Really the only seat flaws will cover the entire boat are just a little sewing right here in the front. Hasn't really affected the seat much. This side, this one's come apart just a little bit. It was like that when I bought it a couple years back. Hasn't gotten any worse. You can see the JL Audio sub and tweeters. I've replaced all those since I've owned the boat. You can see controls here. All the gauges do work. Ballast system, 1,800-pound ballast system installed on this boat from the factory. All the impellers were replaced last year, so those are new and ready to go. And also the boat's always been winterized professionally, so I don't have to worry about any cracks or whatnot, any diverters or tubing. Clarion MW1 remote installed last year, controls the stereo. Nice when you're driving. Throttle. Perfect pass system, that's kind of like a cruise control, if you will. Captain's seat is in great condition. It also flips down or up. All the seats back here are in really good shape. No tears, no stains. Again, other than some leaves and stuff falling here as we're talking. Carpet is snap-on. Can take that out or leave it in, whichever you prefer. In the back there is just a touch of discoloration on these back seats, primarily just these lower ones. Swim deck and everything else, swim deck platform I should say, looks pretty good. Just being up front with a little bit of a off-white look to these two. You can't really tell it, most people don't notice. It is just a little on the corner of the seat just from wear, but again, unless you're up close you don't notice it. The Rev 10s, as we discussed before, on the tower. Swivel brackets, those are add-ons to the tower. They don't come normal. Those flip inside if you want to, and then clamp up and down, obviously for your board. In the glove box here, a new Clarion CMD8 was installed last year. Works great, as well as a Wet Sounds WS420 Bluetooth that controls bass and all the speakers individually if you like. Allows Bluetooth and also a megaphone, which is pretty funny if you're out in the cove and need to send a message to somebody. What's powering all these? We have 4 amps down here, all 4 Wet Sounds. 2 of them are SD2s, 1 SD6. These are all the Sinister series, the highest end that they carry. And then also a Wet Sounds amp over here, a little harder to see. That's operating one set of the tower speakers. The SD6 is operating all the internals, and then you have SD2s operating the other 2 sets of Rev 10 tower speakers. 0 gauge wire ran from the batteries. No expense was spared, obviously, in the stereo setup if you haven't gathered that yet. Again, you will be the loudest stereo on the water. Subwoofer wise, down in here under this seat, instead of storage, it is a custom JL12 WS7 subwoofer. That's about a $1,500 subwoofer by itself, not counting the custom enclosure, and that points down into the hull of the boat to really give some deep bass. Also jumping around a little bit, again you can see no tears in the swim deck. We're in pretty good condition there. Most of the hydraulic hinges even were updated throughout the boat over the year, last year and the year before, just because those wear down with time. This is the MCX 350 MPI engine. Really clean, if you can tell. Been taken care of professionally by a local Mastercraft dealer. Always have been certain to not use any non-Mastercraft dealers for winterization, springtime setup, etc. This is the middle of the road engine for this boat. It comes standard with a lower horsepower engine. This is the next step up. It is an upgrade, it is an upcharge. There is one higher end Cadillac engine that was put in these, but fuel mileage wise and torque wise, this motor, if you'll do your research, was rated the best option for this boat, simply for the other one sucks a ton of gas. In here, a Kicker Comp VR 12-inch subwoofer. What's charging everything is a brand new Minn Kota MK315 3-bank battery charger. I do have an extra 500-pound ballast system here. You can throw that in addition to factory with a Tsunami pump. Not a cheap setup there, but it's a nice addition to the factory stuff. Big storage compartments on the side. Again, boat works flawlessly right now. You'll still see some stuff in here. We're still doing some boarding with it. So when you're putting out that many watts with those 4 amps, you're gonna need some batteries to power it. Here We have 2 Interstate SRM4Ds. These are the equivalent of what you would find in a large bus. You'd find one of them in there. In here we have 2, and they are new from last year. So they are working flawlessly and being charged and maintained the right way. Obviously a battery switch, so when you park, you can make sure that just the stereos ran off of those. The battery will never run down for the starting engine. And an Interstate battery from last year, an SRM29, which is a large starter to power the engine. Again, a 3 battery system. You can see more of the JL M77s scattered across. Basically a almost 8-inch subwoofer with tweeters. Again, I've updated all these. They did become upgraded from the factory, but I replaced them over time just because they do wear down over a 10-15 year period. So replace those. You've got your cup holders, cigarette lighter down both sides. Again, some leaves blowing in here. All your standard controls. Have yet to have any issues with this boat. It's only sitting at 340 hours currently, which is not much for a 2006. And again, walking you back through, there's the 18-person capacity sticker. Your trim tab adjustment over there. Those are your Rev 10 tower speaker covers. They cover each of those. And when I showed you the amps earlier, I apologize. I was dialing some of those speakers in last weekend. I was making some adjustments to turn them down a little bit because they're actually so loud. So the covers will be back on those 3 amps. They look cool, blue LED light ups. 10 gauge wires ran to all speakers in the boat. 6 gauges ran to that 12W7, which sits down in there, that big subwoofer. 10 gauge ran all the way up to the tower speakers up there, essentially. If you have any more questions, feel free to throw them my way. Again, the boat is in great condition. Tried to show you the few little scuffs that I was aware of today. I mean, it is a used boat, so there could be a couple little nicks and stuff here and there, but what would bother me is what I showed to other people, or what would come to my attention. Again, other than that, boat fires right up. No issues. Top end speed on the speedometer is around, it usually maxes out that 45 to 50 mile per hour speedometer, somewhere around there. 40-45 is probably what it actually is. And it's a workhorse. Pull people, you can have 12 people in here and still be pulling 2 boarders back there. Plenty of power out of the gates. Wakeboard boats obviously are tow boats, they're not speed boats. Comfortable ride with that open bow. The busier lakes can handle the waves really well versus some of your smaller Mastercrafts. Just your regular 20 series where you're dealing with 21, 23 foot obviously don't handle those waves nearly as well, and so you're kind of getting the best of both worlds with this one. You can take a lot of people out, you can go on the big lakes, Lake of the Ozarks, whatnot, not have to worry about a wave coming over the front. So again, if you have any more questions, just send a message my way and I'll respond, post it back in here. Boat has been used this year, professionally winterized, professional oil changes, everything done from Mastercraft dealer here about 60 miles away. So not a whole lot to worry about it. This thing's ready to go. Will include the buoys, the anchor, the basics to get rolling to whoever buys it. So good luck.